Good morning. Welcome to this Sunday's family service at Windward Buddhist Temple. I'm Jen Kane. I'll be your MC this morning. Thank you for being here. We begin with the ringing of the temple bell or kansho that signifies the beginning of a temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is a calling of the people to come listen together to the Dharma or teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and English, which can be found in your red Jodo Shinshu service book. This is on page 7. be seated. Today's sutra is verses Reaffirming the Vows in the red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 117.
Throughout the universe. joy from the heavens, wondrous flowers rain down upon all the land. Namandabu, 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 the virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
For our recitation today, please rise for our pledge in the Windward Buddhist Temple Supplemental Service Book. It's a purple book, and it can be found on page 44. Reaching out to others, I will share smile and gentle words, just like the Buddha who always calls out with aloha, breaking away from my greed, anger, and ignorance. I will try to live in peace and harmony, just like the Buddha who shares tranquility and kindness with all. Moving forward from self-centeredness, I will share a life of joy and sorrow with others, just like the Buddha, whose caring heart always embraces us. Realizing that I live because of others, I will strive to live life to the fullest with an attitude of gratitude, just like the Buddha, who promises to embrace us all. Namandas. Please continue to stand for the Gatha Arigatai in the same purple supplemental service book, which can be found on page 15.
For
Please be seated. Our Dharma Talk today will be given by our very own Mrs. Prudence Kusano, our certified minister lay assistant, and our past president of Windward Buddhist Temple.
Good morning. It's been a while since I spoke. Please put your hands in kansho as I read a quote from Ichitaro. For an ignorant man to become enlightened to his own ignorance is the most difficult among difficult things. Namo Amida Butsu. This morning, I will share what has been troubling me and what I learned from a seminar that I recently attended that helped to clarify some things for me. So what has been troubling me? I've been troubled lately because sometimes what I think I believe and what I actually do isn't the same. For instance, I believe that compassion is a key Buddhist virtue, and yet I ask myself, do I practice compassion? I like to think so, but I'm conflicted when it comes to homeless people and people not like me. Amida accepts all beings as just as they are with no discrimination. A Shin Buddhist temple such as ours should be a safe place where all people are welcome. But then I ask, is our temple really a welcoming place? I experienced encounters with the homeless who became very combative at one point, and that kind of scared me a bit. She came for a while and we invited her in, and I guess one day, since most homeless people have other issues, she started to be very combative. So I reached out to try to calm her. Then she shouted and said, "You're assaulting me." And that scared the heck out of me. But in any case, ever since then, I'm very cautious, But then we still have homeless people coming to visit us. And recently, there was a homeless man who knocked on our doors after service had started. And so he came and he sat in the second from the front row. And as the service proceeded, he fell asleep. And probably was asleep till the end. And although some people might have thought it was rude of him to fall asleep, I wondered if he felt that he was finally in a safe place, sitting on a soft chair, hearing the Gatha, and felt it was safe enough for him to fall asleep. And then I thought, should we not have allowed him to enter? Since most homeless people don't have the best hygiene, are they posing a risk for the rest of us when they join us for refreshments? How do we ensure safety of the people attending our service, and would they decide not to attend service for fear of being exposed to the homeless? So I question, is my compassion and love conditional? And that has sort of been bothering me for a while. So now, let me tell you I'll share with you what I learned recently. The Honpa Hongwanji mission of Hawaii has been providing several seminars lately to educate us about the LGBTQ community, since many of us may not know enough about them, and we have several young members who are part of this community. Now, ignorance is one of the three poisons, as we all know. And so I chose to attend the seminar so I won't be so ignorant. And it was titled, Diversity and Acceptance in Buddha's Vow. It was presented by Reverend Koe Umezu of the West Los Angeles Buddhist Temple. What she said was like a bright light for me, and I began to have some clarity in understanding my conflict. She said, when we understand the Dharma, diversity and acceptance become part of the 18th vow. And before what she kind of said is before we even start questioning, are these people different from us and all, she said, go back to the Dharma. She believes that if we begin our education about diversity from the view of the Dharma, Amida Buddha's 18th vow is the core teaching and practice of Jodo Shinshu. Amida vows to bring all sentient beings, without exception, just as they are, to Amida's pure land when they hear and receive the heart and the mind of Amida Buddha and recite Namo Amida Butsu. If they are not brought to Amida's land upon doing this, Amida will give up perfect enlightenment. And the sutra we chanted today sort of brings some of that into focus. Amida Buddha completely understands the suffering of sentient beings, what sentient beings can experience in life, and has promised that all beings would be constantly and compassionately illuminated with the wisdom of the Buddhist Dharma to transcend suffering. The Buddha's aspiration is that all beings are relieved of their stress, unease, and suffering. Now, Reverend Umeza said that the intended recipients of the benefits of Amida's 18th vow is me, is you, is all of us individually. She said, before we can truly share the teaching of Amida Buddha's vow with others, we must first recognize that the vow was established and fulfilled for me. I have to first sincerely realize that I am the one who Buddha wishes to liberate. Thus, Amida Buddha embraces me as I am, and he will never abandon me. Each of us must settle our own personal spiritual matters first before helping others. No one else can do it for us. It would have to be ourselves. This means that we must first realize confidence in Amida Buddha's vow and have deep joy for it before we can share it with others. If our sharing is to be meaningful, we must taste the Dharma for ourselves first. And I think that's where I'm conflicted, because I don't think I really truly tasted the Dharma. I mean, I talk about it, but I think it's different than just reading things from books. I think I personally need to begin to see opportunities where I can truly live the Dharma. So I realized that I need to settle my relationship with Amida before I can create meaningful relationship with others, such as the homeless. Now, although the seminar was to educate me about the LGBTQ community, it helped me understand accepting diversity. I can go on about other parts of the seminar that provided me with more aha moments. However, due to the limited time that we have today, I wanted to share a short video that they presented. It's titled A Profound Silence. It was produced by the Gardena Buddhist Church Ichi-Mi group, and it features Jodo Shinshu Buddhist voices from the LGBTQ community, family, and allies. It was made to be an educational resource for Buddhist communities who wish to promote LGBTQ awareness and acceptance. It is very educational and makes one reflect on our understanding of this group of people and other groups of people who are unlike ourselves. So I would like to share with you this video, and hopefully we'll still have time, and I will close my talk after the video. So we'll have Ryan show the video. I would have liked to see your reaction to the video, because to me it touched all kinds of diversity, and although it was the topic of that particular population, it did make me realize some of the things that we might have to look at our temple. So I thank you for your attention, and because we still got to go to the rest of the service. So if you'd put your hands together in Gassho, as I read, I'd like to share Shinran Shonin's statement. When I look into Amida's vow, I have come to realize that the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, was meant for me and me alone. Namu Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Prudence. Please rise for the Gatha Shinshu Anthem. It's in the Praises of the Buddha. It's a brown book found on page 147. And then please continue to stand for the Nembutsu, which is on 135 in the red Jodo Shinshu service book.
Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I Gasho with Amida. Namu Amida. Namu Amida.
Please be seated. That concludes today's Sunday family service. You know, two things stood out for me in that video that really struck me, and I want to watch it again in full. Prudence, let us know when we can do that. One was when we're greeting another person, we're greeting ourselves. That just really struck me, that you maybe take that time to see yourself in the other person's eyes, whoever they are, because we are all interconnected. We are all one. That really, really hit me. The second was with children, instead of them hiding themselves, to finding themselves. So we welcome our president, Mr. Dennis Toshiro, for announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Prudence, for not only leading the service, but providing that message. I also attended that Nembutsu Seminar. It was I think was one of the best I've been to. And I think when I say Namu Amida Butsu, I will also say, thank you, Amida, for accepting for me as I am. I have many faults. Let's see, today's refreshment is being provided by Dana's team, Team B. We have nobody new, but we do have, sorry, I'm so worried about the second service. Oh my goodness. Tatum and Julia. And the family, Okay, Oliver, beautiful, beautiful kids. Okay, right after the service, we're going to rush over to the other side. We're going to set up the Zoom. We're going to have the broadcast of the memorial service. It's called the Maui Wildfire Memorial Service at 10 o'clock. So we only have a couple minutes, so I'm not going to go over announcements. The only other announcements, when you have refreshments today, you're going to be using these trays. Okay, Dana's team is experimenting. Use the tray, eat your food, whatever's left, throw it in the trash. There's a little metal tray, just leave these trays there, and they're going to wash them and recycle and reuse it again. Okay, we're trying to be a green Hongwanji, a green Windward Buddhist temple. So among all things, we got to save the earth. Okay. All right, with that, let's go over our words of thanksgiving found on page 126 of your red service book. Oh, okay. Next week, first Sunday of the month is our intergenerational activity. So Prudence will share what activity we'll be doing.
Next month is October, so we're going to make a Halloween decoration. You see? Okay. Plus, I'll show you how to make two Halloween type snacks. But I didn't bring the snack to it. But we'll do this, okay? Thank you.
Thanks, Prudence. That should be fun for the kids, young and small. Or young and old, like us. Okay. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.